Good evening, and welcome to Election Night in America 2022. This will be the first test of Joe Biden's presidency and his control over the nation. We will see tonight if the Democratic Party or Republican Party will win gubernatorial seats in many states tonight. This is the current map of U.S. governors. If a state is blue, then that means that they currently have a Democratic governor. If a state is red, that means that they currently have a Republican governor. Most of these states will have elections tonight, however, some will not. It is now 7 p.m. and we have poll closings in Vermont, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky, and Indiana. In South Carolina's gubernatorial election, it is too early to call. Henry McMaster, the incumbent running for a second term, currently dominates over Joe Cunningham with 73% of the vote to Cunningham's 27%. And in Georgia, it is too close to call also. This will be a very closely watched race. Brian Kemp, the incumbent Republican, does have a lead of 59 percentage points. That's not his lead. That is his percentage as of right now. His opponent is Stacey Abrams, who ran against him and lost in 2018. And in Vermont, we can project that Phil Scott will win a fourth term as Vermont's governor. Of course, they serve 2-year terms. This is, of course, expected when he announced his candidacy. He is a Republican governor in Vermont. However, he is hugely popular, one of the most popular governors in America. And at the end of this poll closing, we have only had one called race, and that was for the GOP, so they have one win through this night. So the Dem wins 0 and GOP wins 1 because the GOP has won 1 seat on this night. The Democrats have not won any. Georgia and South Carolina are too close to call. Anyway, the Democrats have 6 gubernatorial seats and the Republicans have 9. And it's now 7:30 p.m. and we have poll closings in Ohio, West Virginia, North Carolina. In Ohio, Mike DeWine will win another term as the state's governor. No surprise here, he was opposed by Nan Wiley, but she did not come very close. And no more poll closings in West Virginia or North Carolina. So that keeps the Democrats at 6, and that puts the Republicans at 10. It is now 8 p.m. and we have poll closings in Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, Illinois, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Missouri, and Oklahoma. In Maine's gubernatorial election, it is too close to call. Paula Page does have a lead of 2 points. Janet Mills, the Democrat, is the incumbent running for another term. And in New Hampshire's governor's election, Chris Sununu is the projected winner, another hugely popular Republican governor in a state that voted for Biden. Of course, he's going to win again. And in Massachusetts' gubernatorial election, Maura Healey is the projected winner. You might have saw that Massachusetts did have an incumbent Republican. That was Charlie Baker, who was another extremely popular Republican governor in a Democratic state. But he opted to not run for a third term, and Healey will take his spot. And in Connecticut's election, Bob Stefanowski, the Republican, does lead by 8 percentage points over incumbent Ned Lamont, who's running for a second term. And in Rhode Island's election, Nellie Gorbea has won Rhode Island's gubernatorial seat. And in Maryland's election, Peter Frankott is the projected winner. This comes after Larry Hogan is term limited, another extremely popular Republican governor in a hugely Democratic state. He decided not to run again, and Frankott will take his spot. And in Pennsylvania's election, it is too close to call. Doug Mastriano, the Trump-backed Republican, who is very much pro Stop the Steal and attended January 6th, leads by 10 points over Josh Shapiro, the Attorney General. And in Illinois' election, J.B. Pritzker will win a second term as the state's governor. No surprise here. And in Tennessee's election, Bill Lee will win another term as Tennessee's governor. And in Alabama, Kay Ivey is the projected winner. She will win again. And in Florida's election, from the first time ever in recent history, that Florida has not been too close to call. This state will go to Ron DeSantis. He is running for a second term. He is hugely popular here, especially among the Republican Party, and he will win a second term. And in Oklahoma's election, Kevin Stitt will win another term. And at the end of this poll closing, that puts the Democrats at 10 seats and the Republicans at 15. The Democrats have won 4 seats over the night, and the Republican Party has won 8 seats. And it's now 8:30 p.m. and we have poll closings in Arkansas. In Arkansas, Hara Huckabee Sanders, the daughter of Mike Huckabee, the legend in Arkansas, is the projected winner. This will be her first term as Arkansas's governor. She was former President Trump's press secretary. And that keeps the Democrats at 10, and that puts the Republicans at 16 seats. And now it is 9 p.m. and we have poll closings in New York, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, and Louisiana. In New York's election, Kathy Hochul is the projected winner. She will win a second term as New York's governor. She stepped in after Andrew Cuomo resigned. And in Michigan's election, Gretchen Whitmer is the projected winner. Amazingly, this race will not be too close to call. This comes after most of the Republican candidates in the Republican primary were forced to be taken off the ballot after they turned in forged signatures to be on the ballot, and this really weakened the Michigan GOP, and it will for years to come. And in Wisconsin's gubernatorial election, it is too close to call. Rebecca Kleefisch has a 6-point lead over the incumbent Democrat Tony Evers. And in Minnesota, that says Wisconsin. In Minnesota, Tim Walz, the incumbent Democrat's lead is trailing Jensen by 4 points. And in South Dakota's election, Kristi Noem is the projected winner. She will win a second term as South Dakota's governor. And in Nebraska's election, Jim Pillen is the projected winner. And in Kansas's election, Derek Schmidt has a 10-point lead over the incumbent Democrat Laura Kelly, who is surprisingly popular. And in Colorado's gubernatorial election, Jared Polis, the extremely popular incumbent Democrat, will win another term. And in Wyoming's election, Mark Gordon will win another term as governor. And in Arkansas's election, it is too close to call. Katie Hobbs does have a lead over Carrie Lake, a lead of 4 points. And in New Mexico's election, this will be a very closely watched race. Mark Ronchetti has a lead of 18 points as of right now. This is, of course, expected to narrow a lot more. Michelle Lujan Grisham is the incumbent Democrat. However, she is disapproved of in the state, one of the few governors to be disapproved of in her state. And in Texas's gubernatorial election, it's too early to call. Greg Abbott does have a strong lead over Beto O'Rourke. He is expected to win this race. And that puts the Democrats at 13 governor seats and the Republicans at 19. The Democrats have won 7 over the course of tonight, and the GOP has won 11. And it's now 10 p.m. and we have poll closings in Montana, Iowa, Utah, and Nevada. In Iowa, Kim Reynolds is the projected winner, no surprise here. And in Nevada, it is too early to call. This will be a very close race. Joe Lombardo does have a 12-point lead over incumbent Steve Cieslak, and that puts Democrats at 13 and the Republicans at 20. It's now 11 p.m. and you have poll closings in Idaho, Oregon, Washington, California, and Hawaii. In Idaho's election, Brad Little is the projected winner. And in Oregon's gubernatorial election, Tina Kotek will win her first term as governor. And in California, Gavin Newsom will win a second term as his governor. This comes after he faced a recall in 2021, but easily got by it. And in Hawaii's gubernatorial election, Josh Green, the lieutenant governor, will become Hawaii's new governor. And that puts Democrats at 16 and the Republicans at 21. The GOP has won 13 over the course of tonight, and the Democrats have picked up a few seats, and they are now at only 11. Or at 11, which is strong. It's now 1 a.m. and we have poll closing in Alaska. In Alaska, Mike Dunleavy is the projected winner, no surprise here. And that gives the Republicans one more seat. And in South Carolina's gubernatorial election, Henry McMaster is the projected winner. So this is a big call. He will beat Joe Cunningham. We will be calling all of the too close to call races right now. And in Connecticut, Ned Lamont will win another term. He will beat Bob Stefanowski. And in Texas, Greg Abbott is the projected winner. Greg Abbott will defeat Beto O'Rourke. And in Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro is the projected winner, another key race. Again, these are all too close to call races. He will beat Doug Mastriano by a 8-point lead, or 8-point win. And in Minnesota, Tim Walz is the projected winner. He will win another term. as governor, he will be that Jensen guy. And in Arizona, this is a big call. Katie Hobbs is the projected winner. She will beat Kari Lake in the end. And we have another good call for Democrats. In the state of Maine, in the gubernatorial election, Janet Mills will win a second term. She will beat Paula Page. And we have a call for Republicans in Wisconsin. Rebecca Kleefisch will win her first term as Wisconsin's governor. She will beat the incumbent Tony Evers, the Democrat. This is a gain for Republicans. And in Kansas, Derek Schmidt is the projected winner. He will oust Laura Kelly as governor, like in Wisconsin. He is the new governor of the state of Kansas, and this is another Republican gain. In Georgia, Brian Kemp will win a second term. Stacey Abrams has been defeated once again by Brian Kemp. He is the projected winner in the state of Georgia. And in Nevada's gubernatorial election, Joe Lombardo is the projected winner. Steve Cieslak has been ousted by the people of Nevada and Joe Lombardo. He will become Nevada's next governor. This is a major call. This is another gain for Republicans. And in New Mexico's gubernatorial election, this one is still too close to call. It is a 50-50 split. They are just about evenly split. This is amazingly close. 4 days later, this race goes on for 4 days. We can project that Michelle Lujan Grisham is the projected winner in the state of New Mexico. She will win a second term as New Mexico's governor. Let's look at this map now. The Democrats have 22 gubernatorial seats, and the Republicans have 28. The Democrats won 15 over the election night, and the GOP has won 19. So thank you all for watching this video, and I just want to clarify that that I did give Lujan Grisham the state of New Mexico because of the recent overruling of Roe versus Wade. I think that without it, Mark Ronchetti would win. Trust me, I really do. But saying that she is a woman, endorsed by Emily's List, she will win a second term as New Mexico's governor. So yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But yeah, I hope to see you all next time. Thank you.